How's it going, right? It's a good guy. His name is Jaleel. Jaleel.
Running to the top and I cannot stop till I reach the top. Pull up the rocket ship, everyone. Pull up the rocket ship, everyone.
Oh, woo-wee! What's good, IG, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, Lagos, Nigeria, Port-au-Prince, Haiti,
how are you?
Brockton, Massachusetts,
how you doing?
Providence, Rhode Island.
Hello.
Episode 031 of the first Genz podcast. They call me Pat.
They call me Ken. What's good?
We are the Blacks.
And we are providing you the facts today.
Good boy.
Good. Chilling. Life is good.
Had a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, man. It was good. I just got to see a lot of people. Got to see a lot of family. It was a good time. Back in Prov. And to all the people that I didn't see, I'm sorry that I didn't get to see y'all. I sincerely am sorry. I know I say that a lot, but...
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I got to see my... I don't know. I feel like those are... Like, I got my family, but then I got, like, my family. These are the people that helped me grow up and become the person that I am today. Like, you know, my friends that I grew up with, you know. Yeah. And I love them. Sincerely, too.
And I'm not saying, like, don't feel bad, but, like, being... Like, I don't think you need to say sorry to them because I think they understand that you're only there for a lot.
I'm a weirdo,
amount of time.
I feel like I put mad pressure on myself for no reason. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I'll see you soon. Yeah. I'll see you. Yeah, soon.
You gonna see him, bro?
For sure.
Bro, I haven't said this in a minute.
What
I'm about to say?
What are you about to say?
You know how you'd be like, let's get into the shits. I feel like I haven't said that.
Yeah, you haven't said it in a while. I mean, not a while, but like it's been a couple.
I'm just so used to like every week. Record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like
people travel.
Yeah.
People, yeah. We have things coming though. Yeah. Surprises coming.
You know.
It's a big.
But let's get into the shits, bro.
Yes, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Ken.
Yes.
Chixtape me, cousin.
Goodness. Oh goodness.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't wait to talk to you about this.
Why? I'm an R&B fan. I get it. I get it.
But I'm a Tory guy.
I like Tory too. I like Tory.
Tory Lanez drops Chixtape 5. Dropped it a couple weeks ago, but we ain't recording in a couple weeks, so. Chixtape 5 came out.
Forgive this man.
Yeah, Chixtape 5 came out, and honestly, what did you think about it? What were your takeaways? What was the good?
I want you to go first.
I really want you to go first.
Nah. Go first. Because I already know what you're going to say, but...
I know what you're going to say.
No, go first. Go first.
So, getting into the album, I guess I'll talk about... Contrary to popular belief, I think Chixtape 5 is Tory Lanez's best Chixtape. For those of you guys who don't know, which I can't blame them for saying that, but the reason why I say Chixtape 5 is better is the same reason why people think it's a cheat code. Like, a lot of people are getting mad at the fact that he put... the people that were on the original records on the actual remixes, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that creates moments. You know what I mean?
I agree.
At the end of the day, you guys have to understand one thing. When you're going through, let's say, a trilogy or let's say a blueprint, we were just having this talk off camera about how I think neo Jay-Z albums are better than older Jay-Z albums. Like, I think a lot of times people have to understand when someone has an album of, let's say, a Carter or a Chixtape, you have to expect that artist to get better and evolve. You have to also expect that artist to have a bigger budget. You know what I mean? Like, let me give you an example. Travis Scott's Bird Sing McKnight, right? Is not better than Astroworld. I don't think it's not.
But some people would say that it is.
They would. But most people are going to say Astroworld because Astroworld
had the capital.
Behind it.
Okay.
Guys,
but the thing is, like,
this album has every single record that you've listened to in the early not every single record, but a lot of the hits that you've heard in the early 2000s into the mid 2000s with the actual artists in those songs. No one knew where Maya was before this album came out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to think that Tory Lanez didn't step up to the plate on the feature just because the features did really well, of course the features are going to do better than Tory.
I mean, it is creating a moment, and I think that, like, Tory did a lot of things right? I think, like, him adding, excuse me, I think that him adding, you know, those said artists on those songs. Sampling those songs and then putting the artists on those songs. I think that was good.
Yeah.
It brought a certain like level of nostalgia back to the people that were like living through that time.
Yeah.
And it made that album more. It felt more like a mixtape because
For sure.
when you were watching, or I was watching some interviews. I don't know if you were watching interviews as well. When he was discussing like the process of making Chixtape 5, like it sounded like. I'm feeling like that he didn't even make any money from it.
No, he didn't.
You know what I'm saying? But
No,
by like
Hell
if you think about how many sample clearances he
Yeah.
had to go through, like some of those songs that he had to clear had to go through like 3 or 4 sample
He
clearances.
lost money, but he's gonna gain it back off of touring it.
Off of touring. But the point of the fact of the matter is like he kind of like accomplished the goal of making an album a mixtape. If
Yeah.
you technically think about it, because
I agree.
the album didn't make money.
Yeah.
He released it for free.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yeah.
right? And
Maybe at a loss.
yeah, at a loss.
Maybe not even for free, but at a loss.
So that was good, and it was good that like he did that. Like it was cool. It was cool on his back. But I just think the problem with the album on my end is that he's built up Chixtape 1, Chixtape 2, Chixtape 3, Chixtape 4, right? He's gradually grown in his style of making R&B tapes and sampling these R&B classics while singing over them or rapping over these songs, right? That's his style. And there's this type of like sound that he's created with the Chixtape series, right? And I feel like even though he sampled those artists and put those artists on the track, he deviated from that sound. Even though it's still older, it still sounds kind of like I don't know. If you go to Chixtape 3 and Chixtape 4, you can notice that like there's a specific like formula or like recipe that he uses when he made those albums. Like he would always like in the beginning like spin the track back and then they'll start the beat, and he like deviated from that. And I don't know why he did. Maybe that it has something to do with the sample clearances. Maybe he just tried to make it new.
I don't think he did though.
He did though.
I think Chixtape 3 is the most similar album to this Chixtape 5.
Okay.
Not Chixtape 4. Chixtape 4 is totally different. I think Chixtape 4 he deviated from it actually, because he didn't have all R&B records. He had Proud Family on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you to note back,
you don't think Proud Family's an R&B record? It's
True.
It's an R&B record, yeah.
But I'm saying it's not. I don't think it was released as an R&B record. It was more so released as a soundtrack for the beginning of a song, of a show. But I'm saying like, let me give you an example. Yes, Sir was placed exactly how Juvenile Freestyle was placed on Chixtape 3.
Okay.
You have the skits, you have a song that goes with that skit, then you have 2 songs, and then you have, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Sir and Juvenile Freestyle should show you that he didn't deviate.
But I'm not talking about the placement. I'm talking about how it sounded. I'm talking about like when you heard...
Like when he did the stops?
Like, yeah.
Because he only did that on a couple. He didn't do that with every record.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Because he did do the playback shit with the Jerry Sprunger. He did the playback.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, he did the playback.
He did that with that, yes. At the end, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example. On Jerry Sprunger, like
Love Sounds, he did that too.
He did that at the end, right?
Yeah.
And like that was the song that surprisingly everyone loved.
Room 112, he did that too, though.
He did, yeah. I don't know. There's something that was. I feel like there was something that was. And I'm not complaining. I love it. I still play a couple of tracks from the album. Like, you know, I do.
Yeah.
But it was so anticipated. Like, we thought that Chixtape 5 was going to be literally the R&B album of the year.
It is.
And I don't think it is.
Confuse popularity with
You think it's
talent.
the most popular
It was the R&B album. Like, yes, it was.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm saying the best album of the year.
No.
R&B wise.
It's one of the best albums of the year. It's one of the best albums of the year, I would say. For sure. Yeah, I definitely think it's one of the best albums of the year. I think production-wise, Tory's starting to open up the budget now. Like, who's the best auto-tune artist out right now? Is it Travis Scott or is it Tory Lanez, right? Tory Lanez didn't have the budget that Travis Scott... Nigga, guys, Travis Scott had Stevie Wonder, John Mayer, and Drake on the same album. No one's doing that. Okay? Now that Tory Lanez has all these samples, he has a label that's going back all these samples. What's gonna happen?
The label didn't even want to do it in the beginning.
They didn't. He was actually doing it himself.
Yeah.
Because he got the record from T-Pain first and told everyone that, yo, I got this record from T-Pain, and he was like gassing it. So really, the The market hasn't even been opened up for Tory Lanez yet. I think they're gonna open up for New Toronto 3, which I think is gonna be his Astroworld.
That's your hot take? You think it's going to be his Astroworld?
My hot take is New Toronto 3, which is coming out, is going to be Tory Lanez's version of Astroworld. Not saying it's gonna sound like Astroworld, guys.
It's not gonna sound like Astroworld, but you think that like the level
What
of
Astroworld did for Travis is what New Toronto 3 is gonna do for Tory.
and
That's what I think.
that's not. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that.
Because everyone was waiting for Chixtape 5.
I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. I was really anticipating this album, and then I heard it, and I was like underwhelmed.
I think you're in a weird place because you have to share Tory Lanez with the world.
You have to share Tory Lanez with the world.
And
that could possibly be it too.
Yeah, because we're Tory Lanez guys, right? And
but I don't think that's it, because I think like when he came out with 3 and 4, I think everybody still knew about Tory. Well, no, but I'm talking about
beefing with Drake.
But I'm talking about like where I was like during 3 and 4, like I was still living in Prov.
He was like beefing with the biggest artist in the world.
Listen to what I'm saying. So when 3 and 4 came out, I was still living in Prov. So like in Prov, niggas was bumping 3 and 4 heavy. Like everybody was playing those mixtapes.
I don't care.
So to me,
was bumping him more than Drake.
Yo, people was bumping Tory, and I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. So
there might have been a little core cult following of Tory Lanez, but now, I
know not more than Drake. I understand what you're saying.
He's a lot bigger than what he was in 3 and 4.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that there was a lot of people listening to Tory. Like it was like. I wasn't the only person listening to Tory Lanez when he came out 3 and 4. So I'm saying like people knew he was nice. People already like, yo, this nigga's next up. People already saying those things. I'm just saying that by the time 5 came out, everybody was on that wave. Everybody was like, okay, we know Tory does this. We know he's talented in doing that. He has a bunch of singles that he's done on his own. He's done that Love record. He's done Say It. We know. You know what I'm saying? We know. Everybody knows now. So now we're anticipating the fact that you're going to drop Chixtape 5. And we're anticipating the fact that this has to be, like, you keep talking about this shit. You keep talking about the fact that we want you to drop this shit. And you are aware that we want you to drop this shit.
So you just said something. You just said people back then said he was next, right?
Yeah.
He's now.
Yeah, he's now. He's now.
So do you see the difference? People thought he was next back then. But people think he's now. When Chixtape 3 and 4 came out, Liddy wasn't out.
Yeah.
So Memories Don't Die wasn't out.
Yeah.
Shooters wasn't out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what are you saying? You're saying
there is a obvious progression of Tory Lanez from when you've heard Chixtape 3 and 4. A lot of hits came out.
Of course.
But that's the thing though, because a lot of hits came out, his name got a lot bigger since then. So because of that, we have to share Tory Lanez with a bigger audience.
That's fine. But I'm not mad at that.
I'm not saying you're mad at that, but I'm saying because of that, you're critiquing his music differently, for sure.
I don't think so, because when we still had to share Drake with everybody.
Yeah, but
like when Drake dropped, what do you mean? What happened? Then he kept dropping
great albums. Review you had about Drake.
When he dropped,
literally the 2 times we talked about Drake so far, we haven't had good reviews about.
Reviews was fire.
No, the last review you've had a good review you've had about Drake.
But I'm talking about albums. I'm talking about like dropping albums after he's already blown. Right?
Yeah.
I'm saying at this point we've shared him with the world.
Yeah.
Drake is like everybody. He's like one of the biggest artists, hip-hop artists in the world. For like 10 years, nigga, he's been popping since 2010.
And that's my point. So out of 10 years, you think Drake's gonna drop a whole bunch of bad albums? There's obviously gonna be a record that you like while he's being shared with the audience.
Yeah.
10 years? But obviously you're going to find one record. Tory Lanez hasn't been shared to the whole world for 10 years, bro.
I understand.
So he doesn't have... He released one project since he's been shared to the world.
Yeah, but we're talking about Chixtape 5 right now. We're talking
and what I'm saying is you're critiquing Chixtape 5 differently because you have to share Tory Lanez with the rest of the... He sold 85K. This is the most he's ever sold. The first week. You're sharing Tory Lanez with the rest of the world. You have to be critiquing his music differently.
All right, we got to move on, though.
Roddy Ricch.
Yeah,
you have a lot of expectations for Roddy.
Yeah, I do. He's dropping at midnight. This is probably, but please excuse me for being antisocial. Yeah, I think he's gonna be next up, bro. I mean, he's already here. I'm so happy that Roddy signed with Meek, and then I'm glad that he left. Because I feel like even though that Meek situation would have helped his career, I think Roddy he can do it on his own. He's
not doing it on his own, bro. He's signed.
But I'm talking about obviously not doing it on his own. He's signed to a label. But I'm saying and he already had Nip as a
co-signer. He's not doing it on his own, bro.
But I
the whole
think
West Coast is behind him.
I think you are when you're 20 years old. Like they're gonna have mad help, mad cosigns, mad this, mad that.
He didn't?
I don't think he did. I think people just fucked with him. It's weird. I just think that people fucked with Roddy off of just pure like energy. Like they heard this nigga's music. I think Nipsey just. I don't know how they met.
Nipsey, but
I think like these niggas like listen to Roddy. I think Meek. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
what he's doing now is very like you can tell Roddy wants to do this shit on his own. Like he doesn't want like he don't I don't think he's like
define alone then.
I'm talking about like like imagine a 20-year-old kid coming into the game having like you come up with Meek. Like if I'm 20 years old, right, and Meek wants to sign me, chances are 70% of the niggas that sign with Meek are gonna stay with Meek. Nah or yay?
No, because there's some people that left Meek.
No, but I'm saying 70% of niggas like Meek now, cause I'm talking about like Meek
Melly
now.
was signed to Meek now and left and went to Tory Lanez.
Who?
Melly.
Who's Melly?
The girl, Melly. The girl who was on one of the few.
She was signed to Dream Chasers?
She was signed to Dream Chasers. She went on tour with Meek on that Championships tour that I was at. She used to open up for Meek.
Okay.
After that tour was over, Tory Lanez signed her to him.
Okay, well people will leave. I'm talking about
That's
like
what I'm saying,
I'm saying like a lot, but I'm thinking of the grand masses. Do you know what I'm saying? The grand masses of people who come into the game as a rapper, like at a young age, Meek approaches you, he offers you a record deal.
I see what you're saying.
You're not gonna say no.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You're gonna
saying.
And not only are you not gonna say no, you're gonna stay with the artist. You're gonna stay with Dream Chasers.
Facts.
Right? But the thing is like Roddy was like, okay, like I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like that. It's the same shit with like you compare it to like, you know, Weeknd and Drake situation. Like I'm offering you this deal. But
nah, I'm not comparing it to me, Drake.
It's the same shit.
Are you really comparing? So that means you're saying Roddy Ricch is on the same level as Meek Mill when he came in the game.
What? Roddy Ricch is on the same level as Meek Mill?
He gave Drake an album.
Yeah, but he wasn't on the same level, bro. Drake was
talent-wise. He gave Drake Take Care.
No chance.
How can you say The Weeknd is not?
Can
Roddy give Meek Mill?
It was when The Weeknd distanced himself from Drake. That's when The Weeknd leveled himself up. I'm telling you, it's facts. It's facts. Like, bro, when Drake was like, yes, The Weeknd worked on his album. Yes,
he didn't work on it. He gave him an album.
He worked on it. Drake obviously rapped on
it. The Weeknd literally had a GQ. Don't quote me. It was GQ or Source. I can't remember. I don't remember the magazine publication. But The Weeknd literally said it himself. He was all like, I met up with Drake one time. He asked me what I was working on, and by the end of that day, I gave him Take Care.
The whole album.
Yes, bro.
I gotta research this.
Come on, bro.
I gotta research this.
Do it. I know you gotta do your research because I know for a fact The Weeknd influenced Drake's first album.
He definitely did. I'm not gonna say that he didn't.
Definitely.
And I know that he was on a lot of the like writing credits. I'm not gonna say that he wasn't. I'm saying that like when like yes, like Drake did like take a lot of stuff from The Weeknd, but after that it was like nothing was the same. It was like those albums were like not with of The Weeknd, and he blew up exponentially without The Weeknd. The Weeknd.
That's not your first argument.
No, I'm saying that my first argument was that Drake was bigger than The Weeknd at the time.
No, your first argument was that Roddy Ricch and Meek Mill's partnership is similar to The Weeknd and Drake's. That is false. I
just think that it's not in terms of talent wise, but I think that they went about it the same situation. Like, okay, Roddy signed to Meek, The Weeknd signed to Drake.
He never signed to Drake.
Well, he didn't sign to Drake, but he offered him the deal.
Yeah.
Meek Mill offered him a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Roddy Ricch took the deal. The Weeknd did not take the deal.
So how's it
the difference is he left. It's like, okay, yes, he signed, but he was like, he left. It was like, okay, I could do this on my own. It's like the same shit. Like The Weeknd was like, yo, I could do this on my own. And it's just like, yo, I'm gonna do this on my own, and let's see where I go with it. And I think that that's what's happening right now with Roddy. I think that like Roddy's only 20 years old. When he's 25, 26, that nigga could potentially be one of the biggest rappers in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't like. It's very similar.
I beg to differ.
Hey, agree to disagree.
Davido dropped. Good time.
Yeah, he did.
Honestly, like listening to this album first and foremost, let me say I don't listen to Davido to listen to albums.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
I was talking about this last night at this listening party that I went to for Davido.
Like I don't think he's someone that I run to listen to a cohesive project with. And that's one thing that we always talk about when we look for a good album. We always talk about the cohesiveness. So Davido to me is a singles artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
So now I'm looking at this album as a collective of singles rather than just an album. And I still don't think that this album is a phenomenal album. This album to me is a C+ album at best.
I agree with you. I think it's whatever.
There's some, there's some standouts. Don't get me wrong. But I
like Check 'em. Check 'em was fire. Check 'em was fire.
Yeah, Check 'em was fire. That was the record that you showed
was
me.
fire.
Intro was fire.
There's a song there.
I wish the album fell more in line with the intro and the cover art of the album.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the cover art of the album. It's different forms of Davido, and then on the back of the album is him and his dad. Mm-hmm. I wish he if you're gonna be cohesive on one album, it should be the one where you have the best artwork on. I don't know.